What's going on, Kings and Queens? Coming back to you guys again, Twin Vibrations here. And today we want to talk about something very, very special. It's always special, honestly, right? But we're going to be speaking about some KT sauce. Do they even know about KT? Like, probably not, but let's move on. We're going to be talking about, being at cause versus being at effect, right? And I want to talk about being at cause because there's many times where I feel affected by things, right? And you feel affected by things when you expect something and you didn't get it. Sheesh, right? So the main idea when being at cause is understanding that you don't want to be affected by something that occurs inside of your life. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say you're looking to buy a house, right? You're looking to buy a house and you find a house and you think it's the best house out of the bunch, right? You really, really love this house and you just can't seem to get over it. You can't seem to get over why you love this house so much, right? But your realtor is telling you that this house is actually already sold. And now you can't buy the house, but you really, really wanted it because it was in the perfect town, it had the perfect space, it had the perfect room, right? And now you're not able to get it. Being at cause is saying, maybe there's a better house that I haven't seen yet. Maybe there's a better restaurant that I haven't ate yet. Maybe there's a better relationship partner out there for me that I just don't know about yet. That's what being at cause is, right? And I'm gonna have Danny go over what it's like being at effect.
Being at effect, I found, is the complete opposite of mysticism. Thinking that outside influences, outside forces are controlling you, right? Being at effect is more so feeding your inner hero, right? Being at effect is the opposite of feeding the inner villain, right? And I remember reading this book called Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. I remember it. And he basically really talks about the story that you've been telling yourself, right? As to why you're not successful, as to why you haven't gotten the things that you haven't received yet, right? As to why you haven't manifested your desires, as to why you haven't really pulled the things into your life that you've really been yearning for. And he talks about the story that you tell yourself, right? You say, oh, I'm not a great investor. Oh, I've never been a good entrepreneur. Oh, this never really seems to work out for me. That really never seems to work out for me. You're telling yourself this story, and what's happening is you're feeding the inner villain. You're not feeding the inner hero. You're feeling very disempowered. You're feeling in a state of never achieving. When you're at effect, you're more so taking your life by the controls, and you're saying, you know what? It's not any outside influences. It's not the government. It's not the banks. It's not the economy. It's not the weather. It's not my neighbor, right? It's not my boss. It's not the company. It's me, right? You're taking full responsibility for what's happening, and you're saying, you know what? I'm going to get better, right? I'm going to become more sophisticated. I'm going to become more skilled. I'm going to develop better communication skills. I'm going to take it upon myself to become the best version of myself, right? That's what being at effect is. Because what's happening is, there was a story of these two wolves, right? And then you had the wolf that was full of fear, but then you had the wolf that was full of confidence. You had the wolf that was full of what's that? Cojones, right? And
Cojones.
Yeah, right, cojones. And then and the guy, this Indian guy, right? He was telling the story, and the child was asking this Native American questions, and he said, so how do I become great? How do I determine how I'm going to become great? How do I determine if I'm becoming great? And the guy had said, it all depends on which wolf you feed. Are you feeding the wolf that's full of fear? Or are you feeding the wolf that's full of confidence? And that's really what it's gonna come down to. Is it gonna happen whether these outer influences are affecting you, or is it not, because you're believing that these external forces are holding you back and these external forces are preventing you from getting what it is that you want? You telling yourself that negative story is resistance and it's not serving you. So tell yourself a different story so that you can be at effect instead of at cause.
Wow, brother, that was powerful. I hope you guys got some major value, some major sauce on being at cause versus being at effect, right? You have to understand that you can only see 200 feet ahead. Picture yourself driving to California in the dark. You can only see 200 feet ahead, but you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what's outside of your radar screen, right? So stay ready, stay mindful, stay grateful, because I promise you'll receive everything that is meant for you. Have a blessed night, kings and queens. We'll see you guys at the next one. Stay blessed. Let's go.